G'day guys, it's Grant Harvey here from Reminded Mind Health Clinic in Noosa. I want to challenge some mindsets out there today, just in regards to failure and how that affects us as men and our identity in ourselves. Obviously failure is one of the biggest things that we fear, and what that looks like as failure. We strive so hard to be successful, to be perfect in everything that we do, whether it's work, whether it's sport, whether it's career, whether it's relationships, whether it's being a parent. And when we feel like we don't do well at that, we see it as failure. When we feel like, even though we haven't given up, even though we try as hard as we can, because it doesn't work out the way we thought it would, we see that as failure. And I just want to challenge that mindset that it actually isn't failure when we actually try, when we give it a go, when we learn or want to learn to change. Often though, because of our core beliefs and how we see self and the pattern of behaviours and patterns of communication or cycles of communication and how we communicate and learn to communicate, whether it be relationships, work, or whatever it is, we're not actually aware that we can do it any better. But even admitting that we can do it better, has this little weight to it that we're failing, or we've missed it, or we're not good enough. It actually isn't like that. It's like when you pick up something for the first time. It's difficult and it's hard, but you're committed and you persevere, and there's no sense of failure. It's a sense of learning. It's a sense of, I know I can learn to do this better. I know that I might make mistakes, but I'm going to pick it up. I'm going to take responsibility for my choices or actions and learn to do it better, learn to communicate better. So what if we challenge failure, that sense that even if I've misunderstood, even if I've, missed the mark, that it's a sense of learning, that the context, if I look at the context and bring clarity to it and why I choose to do things, because of stress, because of other people's reactions or behavior, because we can't control them. But if I bring clarity to it, so I understand why I chose to do what I did, I can look at it as learning, not failure. I can look at it in the sense that, I understand why I did what I did. And do you know what? For that moment in time, I had to do it that way, and that's what I chose to do. But if I was to do it again, I'd probably change this and that. So it's not a sense of failure. It's a sense of, I'm learning. So you might be asking, what's failure then? Well, I think failure is where you choose to give up, knowing that there's other choices that you could do or implement to change and to learn. And that's where shame comes in, and it gets us stuck in this sense of failure, this false sense of failure, and it gets us stuck there where, it doesn't allow us to move on, doesn't allow us to change our addictions or behavior, unhelpful behavior. It gets us stuck there with the fear of not being good enough. But if I challenge that mindset for you guys today, that you're learning this, you're learning to do things every day better. And you can do that. Not with the expectation of perfection, but just being okay. And that okay is enough. And okay can look like a lot of different levels. But I want to encourage you today that you can learn to do things differently, not out of this perception of failure, but out of learning. Not out of this sense of carrying shame around, that I can actually communicate in vulnerability and learn to grow from that. And that, man, guys, you're enough. You can face your fear of failure. You can persevere through that. You can push through that by just changing your perception of the context and understand why you did what you did, what you need to learn to do to choose to do things in a more helpful way towards self and towards the context and the people around you. And by doing that, enables you to grow and grow to be the man you were meant to be. All right, guys, I'll catch you later.